What am I doing?
We're making the last video of the 2022 shit show.
But you notice how we can whisper over the guitar sound?
Are we doing the Fabio setting?
This is the Fabio setting.
Hey, Fabio.
He's a very clever person.
Very clever. You have to be clever when you have to play so low.
I mean, I don't know if the camera hears us talking.
I don't know if it hears us. I think it does.
It should hear this, right?
It's not kicking up the levels on there very much.
I love how he pulls those notes right there. Shaping, it's so cool. So anyway, this is the Fabio setting on the Gainmaster.
Shall I show it?
Yeah, in case anybody has never tried this, if there's anybody out there as stupid as me,
that built it,
because I designed this stuff and had no idea. You know what a happy accident is?
I don't think it was an accident.
No, it wasn't an accident. A happy accident is something that happens in your design that you didn't even know was there. So one day this friend of mine, Fabio, was over at my house because I was refretting one of his guitars, and he came to pick it up, and he had another guitar. I was adjusting them both, and he has a 10N, a full 10N, rig, mono.
Redoing his Vigier.
I don't remember which one, but anyway, so I go back in the guitar room and I'm adjusting one of his guitars. And I turned my, whatever pair I was playing to at the time of 10Ns on. He knows how to use them, because he owns one, right? And I had them set as low as they go.
As low as you thought they went.
As low as I thought they went. Because they go to infinity low. And I never even knew this. Okay? And it's just a crazy thing. Because, so, I'm in there working on his guitar, and I'm wondering if they're playing, something he recorded on the phone or something. It was so low.
You thought he was playing a video or something?
Yeah, and I came, no, on his telephone. Yeah, and I came in the room, and I saw him. He's a good guitar player. He's wailing away on the guitar, and I'm like, I set these as low as they can go, which is very low. How could it get that low? Where I had to, with my ears, I had to kneel down like this to actually hear it. I mean, I'm hearing my guitar in my hand more than that amp right now. It's so low. And it goes even lower. I'm going to show you in a minute. And I said to him, I thought I had a bad chord somewhere. Because I've had that happen before with a bad chord. It'll cut the power down to almost nothing. And these amps sound so good, you'll still have some tone.
So the signal.
But it had all the tone. It had all the tone. And I'm looking at him and I said, how are you doing this? And he goes, oh, I'm just turning the level control down to nothing. And I'm like, what? See, to me, a level control in my design process is neutral is the lowest you'd ever put it. I mean, so that it's neutral with the clean sound, with the pedal off, right? That's where I would never think to go below that, right? But
he did.
And it works like that. But you have to. The first thing you have to give up in your head is that if you're doing this, it's just for practice, because you're not going to have a situation where you shut the Gainmaster off and have that beautiful clean sound of the amp, because it's literally as low as the amps go, which is extremely low. It's at least 10 times louder than this. Okay, so you'd have to get your clean sounds by dropping the volume down and living with that, to whatever you want, as opposed to that one's pegged and that one. And with a Strat, it's obviously very clean. But so you have to give that up right away. But this teaches you some things beyond my amps and a Gainmaster for anybody else out there listening. So if you have a Gainmaster, let's stick with those people first, right? Neutral would be a little more than halfway up on that. It would be neutral with this.
That's a lot louder.
That's at least 10 times louder. At least, maybe.
I don't know, maybe not 10 times louder, but it's a
Oh, no,
lot
it's
louder.
gotta be.
It's a lot louder.
Right? So, you're literally dropping, and it seems simple also. You just drop the level and you keep going. But I can keep going till you almost can't hear this no more. But the thing I can't convey to you here,
Better watch her. I might make you keep it on there all the time.
that blew my mind, was that everything's there. It's like the amp is cranked. It's just because the Gainmaster has that. I built that cranked sound into the Gainmaster, but never asked myself if it would do it like at ridiculous lower levels than neutral. I didn't care, but it's in the Gainmaster and the amp. That's why these amps play so good low. So to me, low is the lowest point of the amp. If you're using 1 or 2, that volume control, you turn it until sound just comes on and all the frequencies are there. Now there's spots, we're talking a minuscule amount below even a number 1, where you think you're hearing something, but you're really not, because these expensive Canadian pots that are copies of the original Allen Bradleys, you got to get the wiper at least onto the carbon before all the frequencies come through. Those super low spots are just fizzy sounding. Then you're not getting the frequency through the pot, right? So you turn them till they just come on and you hear full frequency response, and that's pretty low, but that's really clean. And then the Gainmaster, because the sound of a cranked amp is built into the Gainmaster, it gives you that, right? Well, this guy figured out he can go even lower than that. All right, so as low as, I mean, I can't convey to you how low that is.
It's Fabio-lous.
Yeah, it is, right? This is the Fabio sound. Now watch this, watch the Gainmaster. I'm not kidding, this is serious. You gotta put the camera near the amp. I doubt you'll even hear it.
Yes, pretty low.
It's crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
And I got the gain at a fairly low setting, right? Well, watch this.
Lower yet?
Yeah, watch this.
Now that's silly.
Well, that's how Fabio was playing in the room that day. I can only hear my guitar, but I bet if you're down there, you can hear the...
So if you want to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning and play your guitar, this is what you do.
The camera's probably hearing my strings all the way from there. Well, don't make it hear the strings. Put it back to the amp.
Yeah, the strings are louder than the amp.
Let's try fuzz on it. Put that.
Not a hell of a lot of difference to me.
The camera probably hears it.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Honestly, I barely overhear the fuzz anyway. My ear's not trained for that. Turn it off. Oh, I hear
Big difference.
Okay, now I hear the difference. Actually,
Neck pickup.
that's neck pickup now. Les Paul. Which speakers are coming out?
Both speakers. Both cabs.
That's with both speakers. It's that low.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What if we whisper?
We could whisper over that. I'm whispering over it.
What if
Wait, what the? Is this possible?
Sure can't do that with a Marshall.
Put some delay and stuff on with it?
Oh, it does everything, doesn't it? Oh my god. So it just makes the volume go low.
It's all there. It's all on the guitar. I'm not a Les Paul player by any stretch, but when I pick up a Les Paul, I'm like really behind the
I
eight
think
ball
you
to
should play
start
it
with.
like that all the time.
Well, you could. Right?
You won't go deaf as quick.
That's crazy. That's crazy freaking low. I mean, just here it's crazy low. That pot's a little dirty from never being moved.
Now it sounds loud. But it's not loud. You can talk over it easily.
No, neutral to the lowest part of these amps is here. I wonder if the camera can tell how much louder that is, but that's how loud I'd have to talk to get over that. But what's happening in the sound now?
Well, the camera is going into the yellow.
Okay, what's happening in the sound now is you're starting to
Now
move.
you're yelling.
Yeah, I don't need to anymore. You're starting to move the speakers, and that's the greatest revelation in all this is if you're not even moving the cone, it's a whole nother discussion to get into. Okay.
So you can make the cranked amp sound without moving the cone?
Yes, with it built into the equipment, like I'm doing. But a lot of people have always asked me, one of the biggest questions, how come I don't have to chase my tone if I'm playing really, really low, not this low as I was just playing, obviously, or really, really loud, but in those intermediate volumes, because you're introducing the movement of the cone, and in a half-assed way, because you're only moving it a little bit, and a cone sounds really good when it's moving a lot. So,
and those speakers are
so if
broken
you
in,
build
so
the sound into the
sensitive.
equipment and don't move the cone, all that articulation is still there. Then you start moving the cone a little bit like I am now, or very little bit because I'm still very low, right? And now you have to accept that and bring that in. Plus, even at this low volume now, which is way louder than where we were, you're bringing the room into the sound now. You'd be shocked to know how low you really have to be to not involve the room in your sound. And that's another thing to learn from this. It's really cool. It's really cool. But thanks to Fabio, I would never turn a level control below neutral on the clean sound. I mean, it would be something I would never even think to do, you know, but it's pretty cool.
You just weren't that clever.
No, I leave it like, you know, up here. Pick up a Les Paul and I automatically want to play early Billy Gibbons. All right. Anyway, the Fabio setting, right? Do you know how to pronounce Fabio's last name? S-T-A-B...
Stabel?
Stabel, I think.
The Stabel-ization.
The Stabel-ization of the Gainmaster.
The Fabio-lous.
Okay.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody, and we'll see you all next year. Is that camera looking at my face, or?
It's looking at your head. It just
is?
made a little square around your head.
Okay.
Around your shiny head.
All right. Peace out. A great 2023 to everybody out there.
Bye, y'all. Hi, Fabio.